In contrast, aggregative approaches, whether in anatomy, philosophy, or any other discipline, remain stagnant. They fail to progress beyond a surface-level engagement with their subject matter, offering at best a fragmented view, and at worst, a lifeless inventory. For philosophy, this failure would mean abandoning its very essence, for it is through the rigorous interplay of the universal and the particular, the abstract and the concrete, that philosophical truth emerges. Philosophy must not only articulate its general purpose, but also realize this purpose through the systematic unfolding of its content, a process that mirrors the life and interconnection found in the sciences, but on a higher, more speculative plane. In philosophy, attempts to explain its purpose or results through general definitions or preliminary statements often result in significant misunderstandings. These explanations fail on two key fronts. First, they do not adequately illuminate the relationship between particular moments and the whole. Each philosophical concept or stage within a system appears isolated or self-contained, stripped of its essential connection to the broader process of truth's unfolding. This fragmented perspective reduces philosophy to a series of disconnected claims, obscuring the deeper coherence that binds them together into a unified totality. Second, such explanations misrepresent the true nature of philosophical inquiry. Philosophy is not a static collection of conclusions or a set of timeless principles delivered fully formed. It is a living, dynamic progression, a movement through necessary stages, each of which arises in response to the limitations of its predecessor and paves the way for the next. These stages are not arbitrary. They are moments in a dialectical process in which contradictions are not obstacles to be avoided, but essential drivers of development. The contradictions that emerge between concepts or systems are not mere errors or failures. They are integral to the organic evolution of thought, leading toward a more comprehensive synthesis. This progressive nature of philosophy is what distinguishes it from other forms of inquiry. While empirical sciences may rely on external methods, such as experimentation and observation, to refine their understanding, philosophy's method is immanent. Its truth is not something external to be discovered or imposed, but something internal that unfolds from within the structure of its reasoning. Each stage of this process is both a critique of what came before and a necessary step toward what comes after, forming a chain of moments that only find their meaning within the whole. The unity of this process is crucial for understanding the apparent contradictions that arise along the way. When viewed in isolation, these contradictions may seem irreconcilable, clashes between opposing ideas or systems that cannot coexist. However, when seen as moments of a larger dialectical development, these contradictions reveal their essential role in the movement of truth. Just as the growth of an organism involves stages that might appear contradictory, seed, bud, blossom, and fruit, so too does philosophy progress through stages that, taken together, constitute an organic whole. It is only in their unity that these apparent contradictions can be properly understood. Each moment is a necessary part of the whole, and its significance lies not in its immediate form, but in its place within the broader development of truth. Philosophy, therefore, cannot be reduced to a series of isolated claims or judged by the seeming contradictions between its stages. Its essence lies in its movement, its ability to reconcile oppositions within a dynamic process that leads toward the realization of truth as a living totality. By misrepresenting philosophy as a static or fragmented endeavor, preliminary explanations obscure its true nature and purpose. Philosophy demands that we engage not merely with its results, but with the path through which those results are achieved. Only by embracing its dialectical movement can we grasp its essence and see the contradictions not as barriers, but as vital expressions of the whole. The demand for explanations that outline the purposes and results of a philosophical text, as well as the satisfaction often derived from them, might seem to address something essential. After all, what could better illuminate the heart of a philosophical work than a clear articulation of its aims and conclusions? Such an approach appears at first glance to provide a comprehensive lens through which the text can be evaluated and understood. Moreover, by distinguishing these purposes and results from the broader intellectual productions of the age, such explanations might seem to place the philosophical text in sharp relief, defining its uniqueness and relevance within the cultural and historical moment. Yet this apparent clarity comes at a cost. When such explanations are treated as more than an introductory aid, when they are mistaken for actual understanding, they betray their superficial nature. They reduce philosophy to a set of external markers, bypassing the rigorous engagement required to grasp its essence. This tendency is one of those intellectual contrivances that, while giving the appearance of seriousness and effort, effectively avoid the substance of the matter itself. The demand for such explanations reflects a desire for shortcuts, ways to navigate philosophy without fully entering into the depth of its inquiry, while still maintaining the facade of genuine engagement. The problem lies in the nature of philosophical understanding itself. Philosophy cannot be encapsulated in prefatory statements about its aims or its place within a broader intellectual context. Such explanations, however well-intentioned, risk trivializing the work by treating its purpose and results as isolated endpoints that can be apprehended independently of the process by which they are achieved. This approach overlooks the fact that in philosophy, the method and the content are inseparable. The meaning of a philosophical work does not reside solely in its stated purposes or conclusions, but in the dialectical movement through which those purposes are realized and those conclusions are justified.